Hi, hello, welcome to Sairam Academy, my dear friends. This time we are starting with a new series on neuro rehabilitation approaches where we are going to deal in depth about all the aspects and intricacies of the neuro rehabilitation approaches which are in use and which have been in use. This is going to be a complete package of what are the things a student needs to know before getting into the theories of neuro rehabilitation. So, as usual, I expect your cooperation and your feedbacks on this series. At the end of this module, a person will be very familiar with how human movement takes place. When I say human movement, I segregated that into two halves, that is, motor control and motor learning. I'm going to explain to you how these two takes place, what are the theories that are governing these two concepts, and what are the stages of acquisition of learning and control. These are intricate things which most often people won't discuss. Next, we will be also seeing about various approaches like Roots, Bobath, Brunstorm, PNF, Johnston's approach, and motor relearning program, along with other contemporary functional rehabilitation programs. Some of them are outdated, yes, we know, but it is our responsibility to give a view about all these things to the viewers, and it is up to the viewers to weigh them according to their pros and cons and use it whenever it is needed for their patients based upon the case scenario. When I say this thing, I should also tell you which is the best approach for a given case scenario, because the ideal treatment should always be highlighted at the end of the session. Otherwise, providing such an elaborate presentation would be of no use. Motor rehabilitation is the predominant thing that a physiotherapist deals with in his day to day endeavors. Apart from pain management, motor rehabilitation is a major chunk of his work. So, if you want to treat motor disabilities, you should have some basic knowledges. Without that, you cannot just jump into an approach and use that approach on a patient. First, as a physiotherapist, you should know how the movement happens in the human body. This is called as motor control. So, what are all the theories which are governing this movement that is happening in the body? So, there are a lot of assumptions during various stages of the science development based upon which the motor control has been perceived. That is, how the movement has happened in the body has been evolving all these days. The current model what we are having is a model which have proved many models wrong. So we have to take a look at all these models and all the theories of motor control. If only I know how movement happens in a body, then only I can treat movement. So that is very important. Very simple example, if I want to become an electrician, I should know how electricity works, basic thing. Otherwise I'll be electrocuted. The next important thing I should know is how the movement happens. It is an interaction between the individual, task, and the environment. For example, if an individual wants to take a mug of water from a bucket, it is entirely different. And if he wants to take a mug of water from the refrigerator, it is entirely different. The movements adopted is entirely different for these two tasks. So the task determines what movement he has to do. Okay, and the environment plays a very important role. So in what environment you're going to do a movement, for example, walking on a level ground is entirely different from walking on a ramp or walking on a beach sand. So that environment is going to give you more strategies. What are the motor strategies you're going to adopt in various type of environment, that is also different. So it is the interaction between the task, environment, and the individual, and there are a lot of theories that are governing the motor control. That is also we are going to see in this series. Next, most important thing is the motor learning. So without learning, there is nothing. If you want to master a movement, you have to learn it. So how you learn it? You keep practicing it. How learning happens, that is also a very fascinating science you have to learn. There are various theories of motor learning which you have to know, and there are different stages of motor learning, because teaching an exercise is not sufficient. You have to make the patient master that particular exercise or a task, then only that becomes a skill. Then only the patient will not depend on any external cues and any feedbacks from the therapist to perform that activity. So you have to make this movement mastered by means of learning. And apart from these two, The available evidence also matters. What does the current research body says about movement? Limitations are there for certain approaches. So all these things, what research says, how people have done trial and error method to come up with some models, have to be also given due consideration before applying that on the patients. And the last and not the least, the abilities of the patient. You cannot underestimate the abilities of the patient first of all, or you cannot enforce too much onto a patient who is not at all able to do a basic activity. So based upon this abilities of the patient only, all your system of treatment are going to be determined. So giving due consideration to all these things, a person or maybe a physiotherapist have to come up with a treatment protocol. Then only that will be a successful treatment protocol which produces results immediately. So that's it, my dear friends, for this presentation. We'll be meeting you in the next presentation, which is going to be on motor control theory. I'm trying to make it as interesting as possible. As per your request, I'm making the videos as crisp as possible, and I'm cut shorting that within 7 minutes. Subscribe to our channel, give a thumbs up to our videos, and also click onto the bell button to get our instant updates. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next presentation.